Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Wednesday, September 19th, 2012. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's get right into the charts here. We'll start off with the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. You'll see that the futures are trading higher by just $1.75 at the moment to $14.61 per contract. Overnight, they have pulled back a little bit, but this is really not that big of a drop. It's just about 4 points or so. Really not that big of a fall. Nonetheless, markets are a little bit into positive territory at the moment, but we can't make too much out of them today, at least not yet. If you take a look at the U.S. dollar index, that is trading higher by about 9 cents on the U.S. dollar index futures. We're looking at the Z contract, which is December. Once again, dollar is up a little bit here, but nothing dramatic. 9 cents is not a dramatic move. So remember, after the opening bell rings, if the dollar does start to fall, obviously the markets will inflate higher. You'll also see higher prices in gold, oil, silver, copper, etc. So again, that's what we have to watch for going forward. What does the dollar do after the opening bell rings at 9:30 in the morning, which is still over an hour from this recording. So again, we'll see how that plays out. But right now, the dollar is up a little bit. If the dollar could catch a little bit more of a bid, I think the markets could come under some more pressure, but that's the big if the dollar catches a little bit more of a bid. All right, let's take a look at some other things out here before we go on. First thing you want to know is the European markets. They're all trading basically flat this morning. Nothing detrimental, nothing major to the downside. Everything for the most part is basically flat. Now in Asia last night, you did have some news. It looks like Japan is coming out, guns blazing, and they said that they're just going to continue with the monetary easing program. It looks like they're going to increase their asset buying program by 10 trillion yen. It's pretty amazing, but that's what they said. So again, it's 10 trillion with a T, 10 trillion yen, and we'll just see how it plays out. Again, this is just more central bank intervention really across the board. The Nikkei was up 1.2% last night. The Hang Seng was up 1.17%, and you had the Shanghai index up just 0.4%, and the Indian Sensex index was down 0.25%. So, what can you say? Just monetary easing across the board. That's the way it is. That's the way it shall continue, I suppose. And we'll just see how it all plays out. You're going to have some economic data at 8:30 this morning. It looks like you'll have U.S. economic housing starts you're going to have and building permits for August. That'll be out at 8:30 in the morning. So you'll have a little economic data. I don't know what we can make out of it. Right now, I think the market just cares about how much QE is, how much stimulus is put into the market. Now let's take a look at oil and gold. You do have gold up $4 today. So gold is up to $1,775 an ounce. Let's take a look at the GLD. The GLD this morning is trading around 171.58. It closed yesterday at 171.72. But remember, the GLD trades when gold is closed. So again, a lot of the overnight or electronic activity is already factored into the GLD, and basically flat from yesterday's close. Oil this morning, I should say light sweet crude, is down about 60 cents to around $94.68 a barrel. That has moved down decently. Crude oil after the big sell-off the other day. Now let's take a look at the USO this morning. You'll see the USO is trading at $35.34 a share. It closed at $35.57 a share. So it is moving down a little bit. Although it is off the lows, there looks to be some support here at this green line. So you got to watch that just around the 35.15 level. See if it does break. Ultimately, crude, USO I should say, excuse me, USO does have a lot of support around the 33.50, 33.75 level if it does sell off down there. Let's take a look at some stocks in the news today. First, we'll start off with General Mills. I think they had earnings today. I'm not 100% sure, but the stock is catching a nice pop. There looks to be a lot of resistance up here. Now, General Mills, I believe this may be an all-time high for the stock or close to it. Okay, the all-time high is is around $41. So watch that resistance level there around 41 bucks. Sometimes markets like to pierce it, maybe it's 41.50, but there should be a fair amount of resistance, a lot of resistance there. This gap is okay. It's not that strong of a gap, so I think General Mills will have a lot of resistance around that 41, maybe 41.50 level. It's hard to pinpoint it to the exact penny because it is a new all-time high for the stock. Let's take a look at AutoZone. This is a lighter volume name with high priced. AutoZone is getting hit this morning. Stock does look like it has some support levels. I'm going to say at 333 and a half, 333 and a quarter, 317.64. Be a little bit more support, and then obviously 300 on the button. So watch that level if it does get down there. And again, this is a light volume name, so it can trade lower than you think. So again, keep that on the radar. I did see this one, ASML, semiconductor play out of, I think, Holland. This one is getting hit pretty hard today. This stock closed yesterday at $56.40. It is trading at $54.85. There's a fair amount of support at $54 and even $53.40. So there's a fair amount of support right there. The next support levels for this would be $51.56, $49.74, and then ultimately $47.71. These are all just scalp levels. Remember that. They are not swing trading levels. Also, this is a pretty strong gap down, so don't overstay your welcome on this. And make sure you watch the chart pattern at those levels. Let's take a look at Cracker Barrel. Ticker symbol is CBRL. This is another real light volume stock. The stock is surging though. Now trading around 68 bucks. It is just overbought. Hard to pick out a resistance level. I don't know how much higher it has left in the tank here. But again, watch the $70 even number. If it does get up there, I think it's overbought already. So you want to be careful with this one. Do not chase this higher. In fact, if we had a good level, I would consider it a fade candidate. But I just don't have a good level, and the light volume tells me that the stock can always trade a little bit higher before it sells off. So be a little bit on the cautious side with Cracker Barrel. But I'm not really seeing anything that great on this gap up. It looks like it should be a lot of resistance coming up around the $70 level if it does get up there. Again, it's a very light volume name. These things can get exaggerated to the upside, so you have to be a little bit on the cautious side with it. But although it is overbought and extended, but I really don't think that has all that much upside left in it. So again, we don't have a great level because this is an all-time high for Cracker Barrel, but nonetheless, I would not be buying it up here, period. All right, that's pretty much everything that I have this morning. I'm not seeing really any other major movers out there. I may be missing one or two. Looks like the housing starts are out. Doesn't seem to be moving the S&P all that much. You're kind of still stuck in that same range. And again, people don't care about housing starts or anything else at this point. They only care that quantitative easing is happening. And if the dollar goes down, the market will go up, and that's the bottom line. Alrighty, everybody, have a great trading day. We'll see you on the charts tomorrow, and we'll do it all over again.